My name is Eugene Cho, and the title of the book is Overrated. I have a confession to make. Over the years, I've actually been more in love with the idea of changing the world than actually changing the world. That word overrated, the last time I think I heard it prominently, I was at a basketball game. And a player comes out and the crowd begins to chant overrated, which is not the most edifying thing, but I sometimes think about that in our world today of social media and I think image, we tend to want to look a certain way. I know I do. As a follower of Christ, as a pastor, as a leader, as a blogger, whatever it might be. And after a while, I began to realize that people thought certain things of me. And it was kind of tempting. It was very enticing. And after a while, you begin to realize that you're more in love with the idea of projecting certain things. In a culture where we're constantly telling people and ourselves, we can change the world, we're history makers and world changers, those things also make me cringe a little bit. I think they tend to build up a sense of hubris, a sense of the world revolves around us. And I think we really have to be careful. And so in some ways, I guess it is also a question that I'm posing to other people. Is it possible that we're more in love with the idea of changing the world? I'm so grateful that the conversation of justice and changing the world, these phrases have become that much more accepted and maybe even celebrated in the church. There's conferences and lots of books about it. So I want to affirm that, but because it is being talked about, I just thought it was really important to maybe discuss some of our blind spots, talk about the how we do the work of justice. I think that is as critical, if not more, than just saying, hey, justice is good. And especially when you're doing justice work, there's always going to be some sort of opposition and pushback. And I would love to see people, as I would love this for myself. My prayer for myself is I want to be in it. Discipleship, kingdom work, justice work. I want to be in it not for the year, not for a couple of years, not for a season, but it's really the marathon of discipleship. There's a chapter in the book about doing justice unjustly. So much emphasis on storytelling. We then get really attracted to feeling like we have to write sensational stories. And so you have these really painful examples of people that have made up stories to make it that much more compelling, if you will. Yes, let's tell good stories, but let's be honest with that. And if that means we mess up, if that means some of our partnerships or grants don't go the way that we thought it was going to, we need to really be honest to people and be transparent in the way that we do our work. So I had somebody recently say, do you feel like you've graduated from these things? And far from it. You know, I still wrestle with it. But if anything, for my wife and I, now that we've kind of shared some of these things more publicly, I think we're that much more wanting to live lives of integrity. But I would hope that for us as followers of God, we don't forget who we are, who we serve, and what informs us as the people of God.